Good evening everybody and welcome to what should hopefully be an enthralling evening of Super Touring Championship action. It's week 3 of the championship and we've migrated south. We were in the Midwest of the USA in mid-Ohio last week. We're at the edge of the tropics and in Sao Paulo this week, more specifically Interlagos for round 3 of the Super Touring Championship. My name is Darren Thacker. In this week, Zach Sweeney, he's off gallivanting somewhere, but it gives me the great honour of calling this round for Trippsix Motorsport, and hopefully it should be a cracker. Even if the commentator has changed, the format is well and truly the same. We will have 12 minutes of qualifying coming up shortly after this practice session, and then 2 20-minute races. The first one, of course, set by the qualifying results, with the second race a reverse of the top 10 of race 1, with the rest of the field their positions. But exciting championship in prospect as we really got going in this Super Touring Championship. It is round 3. Of course, there will be many more races to go. There are 8 in total, so just about a quarter of the way through the season, and we might be able to get a bit of a championship picture after we finish this doubleheader at Interlagos this evening. Coming up, there are some fantastic races at the Sachsen Ring before we have break week, result at Hockenheim, Road America and Nürburgring. I think Interlagos provides a much different challenge to what we have previously seen, actually at Road of Mid-Ohio, I should say, sorry, which is very twisty and turny. Overtaking opportunities are a bit difficult to come by, but around Interlagos, especially in these wonderful touring cars, turn 1 and turn 4 especially are where you look to make the moves. There are other places as well around this beautiful Interlagos track. So much history to make the move stick. We'll conclude in a couple of minutes, but while we are in practice, we can see Lloyd Biddulph, the reigning champion, the current championship leader, is getting a few laps under his belt before we get going for a proper. Currently, the fastest time goes to Mariusz Zabdir. Of course, this is the race room platform, and Mariusz Zabdir is one of the biggest names on the platform, and it's no surprise to see him up there, and with Mikonin and Biddulph as well up near the sharp end. But a tight field, hopefully providing some very tight times. I mean, looking back towards the back end of the top 15, Rostons and Caminando, I don't think there's anything between those two times. Look at them as well, just not a little bit in front of them. So should hopefully provide an exciting race for us all incoming. While we wait, I think it's important to note that this platform, race room, there are the drivers that can do it in the races. I mean, when you look at some of the drivers who are in this championship, the likes of Mariusz Zabdir, Sebastian Rea, Luciano Wittfeld as well, who are good in all categories, you just know they're going to perform. While the likes of Mikonin and Biddulph have been there, particularly in this Super Touring Championship, for a little bit of a while now, but lots to look forward to here this evening. Now see, this is Mariusz Zabdir, the man currently top of the time sheet. He's looking good. He's got a tenth of a second at the moment on Mikonin, and a tenth of a second is hard to come by, it seems, of an advantage on the track at the moment. 18 cars far in this practice session, and a little bit wide there for Mariusz Zabdir. He's finding the limits early on. Of course, these drivers will know the Interlagos circuit inside and out. It's one of the tracks that is frequently used because, of course, it does serve up some fantastic racing action. And it's, Mariusz Zabdir himself is the Road America 2-hour winner just a few weeks ago in a multiple class race on the race room ranked circuit. And on the race room ranked circuit, he was up in the championship in almost all 3 of the categories, so he really has some pedigree, and he will hope to put some good points on the board here this evening. Currently 3rd in the championship, 16 points off Lloyd Biddulph, but of course that can very much be closed up in a round, especially at a track like Interlagos, where so much can go right, so much can go wrong. But we will be going for a qualifying session shortly. 12 minutes of qualifying will set the grid for race 1. It'll give us an idea of who's where and who is showing the best pace this evening's race. Qualifying, yes, there we go, just getting underway then here. Drivers getting out early on the track. You can see Zabdir getting out, one of the first drivers out on track, get his lap time in early. being the third race of the season, I mean, it's interesting to note that Monza, Mid-Ohio and Interlagos, 3 very different circuits, providing 3 very different challenges. A great start to any season, let alone the Super Touring Championship season. And hope that it will provide some great action. I mean, we saw some fantastic action last time out Mid-Ohio, at a track where you're not necessarily guaranteed racing action. But that must set up a fantastic prospect here this evening. Maybe a little bit of chaos, maybe a little bit of drama. Great to have so many of you watching here this evening. We've had some great support for the first couple of races, and it's great to see Interlagos having a few as well. Looking forward though to the start of the race, of course, going down into turn 1, it does pick up, I should say, a little bit down into turn 1 through the centre S's, and then down towards turn 4, going down the Resta Reposta towards the Ciudad del Lago. These guys are just about to get their qualifying sessions underway with their time lapse as they come through the final, real, meaningful corner of the racetrack at Junsao. This is to get Junsao and Ferradura mixed up for some reason. I've named it now, which is lucky, but as they come to start their first flying up to Ilmaris Zabdir, the man who's in practice, will set the first lap time in this session. Towards turn 1 then he comes. And he will try and clip that apex curve and set up a nice line through turn 2. You've got to get a nice run through the centre S towards the Curva de Sol, the long right-hander that you've just got to keep rotating the car, keep it through. And these touring cars easily sticking flat through there. Towards them, down the Resta Reposta you go. The Travis behind it, will get Zabdir, I should say, apologies, will be picking up a nice slipstream towards the Descida del Lago, turn 4-5 combination. Does see so much action, of course. You can forget all the action we've seen down the years at that corner, notably a couple of years ago in the Formula 1, as well as touring cars last year as well. Zabdir now up through the right hand at Ferradura. Gonna now come towards one of the most interesting, I think, middle sectors in all of world racing, because you can try and go side by side through here, and sometimes it often works out well for you, but it's now towards turn 10, Pico di Pato. We've seen a send down here down the years, haven't we? I'm sure we will see another couple during the race, especially towards the latter stages. It's really the last overtaking opportunity. You can try and make a move down here into turn 12. Junsao can be slightly difficult, and then once you're on the exit of Junsao, Zabdir gets out of here nicely here. You're away. You are set off. You are released towards the line through 13, through 14, through 15. They are corners, but it's all flat out. It's all just foot to the floor. As you get towards the line, you're going to see the first time lap from Mario Zabdir. Then towards the line he comes, and it's going to be a 38.834. He goes top for the time being. Biddulph from Makonnen, second and third, as we have the first times coming through, as everyone is setting their time. Sebastian Rea in P6 with Neil down in P7 as well, of course. Getting the time to P2 there from Bence Farkas, which is a good time up there, just about over half a tenth. Low Mario Zabdir, not much in it between the top two there. Of course, Farkas is second in the championship, 7 points off Biddulph, 8 and 9 ahead of Zabdir. So those two up high already in the championship. And Biddulph, of course. So the top three in the championship, not necessarily in the right order, but they are the top three at the moment in this qualifying session, as we continue to have cars come across the line. Rostov's and Neil slotting into P12 there. British driver Trubeck there going into P12. So early laps are in. Mario Zabdir has got the spoils so far, but that does not mean by any stretch of the imagination that he is going to take pole. Of course, easy to improve just that little bit. For absolute motorsport, he is very much in the driving seat at the moment. Bence Farkas, Biddulph have some work to do, and he'll be very pleased to see them currently starting from the front of the grid. Of course, 11 minutes to go in this session. Anyone who knows much about the race room platform knows that when the time is 0, that is it. That's the end of qualifying. You cannot finish the lap you are on. These guys have got to start their lap times with about 1 minute 40 or more to go in the session to make sure that they count. everyone comes across the line once again. Sebastian Rea improving up to P6 there, and it's improvement as well from Oyster and Axon. Neil improving to P13, as that's Pascal Jean-Pretre taking a bit of an interesting line into Telmont that he's coming into the pit lane. Lloyd Biddulph, though, he will be hoping to work his way up the field. You know, he's got such a pedigree in this series. Of course, the League Racing Championship winner, as well as coming second in the SOP WTRC Championship. So he has got real pedigree, has Lloyd Biddulph, and has every right to be up there, and no one is surprised to see him up there. Right halfway through this qualifying session, though, notice that this still spoils. It's fastest in practice, so far fastest in qualifying. Everybody knows it's not over till it's over, and we might see it on the final run. Bence Farkas, Lloyd Biddulph, definitely drivers that can improve. I mean, even drivers a little bit further down, you're looking at the likes of Pascal Jean-Pretre. He's currently P5 in this session, P4 in the standings. And the likes of Sebastian Rea as well can definitely find their way through. He's currently P6, so all of these guys with a bit of a chance, and the times are tight as well, so there's not much in it. Vladislav and Treminando, I'd say, are just about 1,000th between them, so nothing to split them. So I think the eye is about 72 thousandths or 700ths of a second or so. So in blinks of an eye between those, or sorry, I should say a fraction of a blink of an eye between them. McConan I just saw improving there, or I think it might have been Sebastian Rea who is moving up to 5th. Well, actually no, I think it was Sebastian Rea. That the German, renowned on this platform in multiple categories. He's in his Audi touring car this evening. I mean, there's lots to say, isn't there, about Sebastian Rea, because he has such a history, particularly in this platform. He's regular appearance in Racing Ranked Championships, this platform. When he comes to championships like this, like the Super Touring Championship, you know that he is likely to perform, and he has so far this season. As I mentioned before, he is currently 6th in the standings. And 6 is currently where he is in the order, because Vladislav has improved up to P5 as well. 20-minute races though in this this evening, hopefully by some great racing action. I mean, 18 cars here. I can't think of anything but good racing action around a track such as Interlagos. My side is almost a guarantee around most of this track. I can't really think of a corner. Again, the right hand at Ferradura, turn 6 it's difficult to go side by side through there, but apart from that, we're pretty much side by side through every corner. Maybe Magulo, I should say, as well, can be a little bit tricky. See if Sebastian Rea can improve here. Line, I'm not sure he has, but Lawson's moved himself up into P10 then. Good improvement for him, puts him just over half a second, I should say, behind the leader, Mariusz Sabir. Slavjevic there, I think, was just in the pit lane. He is currently going to be pleased, I would say, with P5. It's a good result at the moment. He's about a 10th or so behind McConan with a bit of work to do. But he is in P5, which is above his championship position of P7, so good work for him so far. Bence Farkas, though, he is looking to improve on the lap, currently 600th behind Mariusz Sabir. Can he take provisional pole here? See, oh no, just about not, but it's 100th of a second now, splitting Mariusz Sabir and Bence Farkas. Absolutely barely anything to split them here, and Mariusz Sabir will be hoping to reply. He's got a little bit of a reprieve here of not having provisional pole taken off of him. He'll still want to go a little bit faster. It shows that Farkas may be able to just get the lap time, but I think right now he will be on his final attempt. Then off board, but we're looking at Pavel McConan here through the final corner. Russian is going to try and find a couple of tenths to see him on provisional pole, but again, he's doing very well so far in this session. It does look like he's a little bit off the time though through the middle sector, and it might have to do quite a bit in the final sector, but he is giving a wonderful tow to his teammate here. Let's see, as they come to the line, 2 minutes of the session to go. And that's an improvement for Trippsix as well, moving up to P13. just in the background of these two coming through. Minutes of the session to go, which means pretty much everybody is going to be on their final time lap. We're crossing the line fairly sharpish if you want to be getting onto a timed lap. 12-minute qualifying, particularly on a like race room where of course you've got to get the time in before the end of the session. It's tight, isn't it? So you've got to get the time in early, you've got to get it done early doors so that you don't have to worry about that lap late on in the session. Stons going up to P13 and Papadin moving up to P14 in his Renault. Moving within a second, and they have 16 cars within a second of Mariusz Zabdit. Makonnen though, going very well through a setback. Negotiated well for the Russian. Can he find the time? He's lost some time though in that middle sector. That's not going to serve him very well. I think that's Centeno actually moving up to P8 on the tower. And that's why I definitely deceived me. I saw some movement up there. But let's see. I think that's pretty much the end of the session then, with Mariusz Zabdit taking pole position. 36.795. The only man in the 36.7s, but he was stuck out in Bence Farkas. In fact, he's just improved that little bit more. Let's just see if Makonnen or anyone else can improve. No, not quite. Oh yes, Pascal Jean-Pret just improved to P5. The Swiss driver has moved up nicely, but Bence Farkas in P2 behind Zabdit, and Lloyd Biddulph, the championship leader and reigning champion, will have to settle for third. Pavel Makonnen in fourth, Pascal Jean-Pret in fifth, with Vladislav Jevic in sixth, Sebastian Raya, Thomas Centino and Cherminando in P9, with Phil Lawson rounding out the top 10. USA, Bernat Rubio, Akshon Rostons and Papadin are in the top 15, with the top 19 rounded out by Simon Trebek, Lachlo Schwevar, Stu Neal and Ian Deeney. But a tight field, pretty much 1.2 seconds separating all 19 cars, and with a 20-minute race in prospect, we are hopefully in an absolute cracker. Now, of course, drivers get a couple of minutes for the warm-up. It's pretty much a lap that they can do to get themselves in the gear for the race. Of course, slightly higher fuel loads than they would have been doing qualifying. We'll have to see how this goes for them, but championship definitely on the line for some of these guys that can really make a good step forward. I mean, Lloyd Biddulph, if he can find his way past Bence Farkas and Mariusz Zabdit, could put a few more points between himself and the rest. Going now for this warm-up. Pit lane they come. One of the more exciting pit exits, in Interlagos, because of course it is very much it's pretty much the entirety of the first sector. The first sector ends down at the entrance to turn 4, and lane ends at the exit of turn 3. So pretty much the entire first sector, when you're coming out of the pit lane, is spent in the pit lane. So it is one of the more exciting ones. I think the Yas Marina's got to be up there. Well, but Interlagos, one of the more classic tracks. Pascal Jean-Pret has stopped on track, parked there, but he's going again, doing a practice start there, just to get used to the car, as of course have a standing start in prospect. This driver doing well at the moment in the championship. He has had a good couple of rounds. Does sit P4, 43 points, average about 10 points a race, which is, of course, is not bad at all through the field. And he is just getting himself into the right frame of mind as the warm-up 6-0. Hopefully soon get going for race 1 in the Super Touring Championship at Interlagos. Winner's bonus in this race, just about 3 points, so it's not massive, but it's 3 points all the same. When the bonus further down the field is just a singular point all the way down to P15, every point can count. And when the championship lead is 7, can still stay if you are second in both races. We'll hopefully get going soon. Of course, lovely shots. Interlagos circuit. looking down the meaty part of the middle sector. This as well. I mean, the middle sector, arguably some of the most picturesque parts of the racetrack, of course. Lagos between the two lakes. And they're just to the left, where those lakes are. But we don't race over them, thankfully. This isn't the Hoverboat Championship, and it certainly isn't the America's Cup. It is the Super Touring Championship, and about to get ourselves ready for this race. Lights are on. You should hopefully get a lap to the grid, but I think the lights are out and we are away here for Mario Zabdir. He's had a good start off the line. Bence Farkas is on the inside, but I don't think he's got quite enough of a lead here as they run down in towards turn 1. Zabdir covers off turn 1 very sharply, and he leads very nicely. Bence Farkas and Lloyd Biddulph in tow, and there's not too many precision changes as they all seem to file out at the front, but at the back they are too wide as they come through the Curva de Sol. On towards this Retroposta for the first time, towards this Interlagos. Can anyone try and make the move? He's hoping to get that lead early on, and I think he very well might. He does. Very close though for Bence Farkas. He may have gone for an inside line, but goes wide off the track, and that might open the door for Biddulph to come down the inside through turn 4 and turn 5. They'll run up the hill now towards turn 6. The track narrows as they pinch through the corner, and I think Biddulph does get through. McConan as well. He's just coming around the outside here, and Bence Farkas is all out of shape over the curb, and he's now slipped from 2nd down to 4th, but he's going to come back down the inside of the Russian McConan, and he's going to try and retake that position. He isn't giving this one up at all. Jean-Pierre is just in behind, trying to find his way through as these two fight away, but as they come down into the good paddock for the first time in this 20-minute race 1. Still, as they were, Farkas through on McConan. He only lost the 1 position from going wide at turn 4, but Biddulph really is keen to get a move on. He is on the back of Mario Zabdir early on in the lap 1 here to Lagos. As expected, drivers still really close together. Field spread 6 seconds. That is all for 19 cars, and that provides us with some cracking racing action. Here we go then, down towards turn 1 for the first time. Let's see if anyone can try and make them move stick, making use of that slipstream that they have to their advantage. Lloyd Biddulph has the best amount of slipstream because Zabdir does not have any himself. Sebastian Araya, who's coming through, is there side by side just in behind. I think that's Treminando, I should say, sorry, trying to make the move there on Lawson as they come through turn 3 for the 2nd time here. As they, look at that, side by side on the exit as all the cars fire through. At the front, they're single file. At the back, they are 2 by 2. It's Noah's Ark back there. As I think we've got on the inside is that Lawson, I think, coming back at Treminando. Come through turn 4, but look at that shape that is. There we go. Here's Phil Lawson on the back, I believe, of Treminando. Yes, he is. So as well, looking in tow. Lawson maybe to the inside there. Not quite going to go for it in the end. Great racing to start. Getting close there into turn 7, but nothing doing on this occasion. All this is doing is creating a bit of a gap now between Centeno and Treminando. 8th and 9th at the moment. But inside line now for Phil Lawson. He's really going to go for it. He's made the move stick. Oh, but a little bit of contact behind. We lose the Treminando. I think Phil Lawson has controlled that one very nicely. Flashing a bit of flashing of the lights there. Treminando is happy with the manner of the overtake. Good run out of the corner there from the Argentinian. We'll see him, of course. It isn't quite Argentina. Sao Paulo is right in the south of the country, so it's as close to home racing as he will get this season. Countryman Centeno is the driver in front of him. Meanwhile, side-by-side action for P2 here. This is Bence Farkas. Going to try around the outside at turn 2. Little bit of wheel banging with Lloyd Biddulph, but he has got the move done and he's moved back up into P2. He, of course, lost the positions to Lloyd Biddulph and McConan on the opening lap at turn 4 and 5 when he went slightly wide, but he has recovered those positions early. And on the start of lap 3, he has got through nicely, and it's a great start for him. Recovering those positions, but it's by no means done here, because look at McConan. He is very keen to get a move on the back of Biddulph here, who is by no means safe, as even though they are single file, they are right nose to tail. Look at a blanket over some of these guys, and it will cover them all. This tight, twisty middle sector, I think this is going to be McConan looking for the line. Mario Sabia is willing with Biddulph to make a send anywhere and everywhere to just give him that little bit of an edge further in front. And in this race, our reverse for race 2. Pretty exciting, but a little bit wide there from Mario Sabia, holding on to the car. Through towards Golden South. As it is, Farkas ahead of Biddulph, the reigning championship leader. Only Audi in the top 5. Holding his own at the moment. The only Brit inside the top 8 as well. In a field of 7 Brits. The first one, but inside line now for McConan. The Russian is going to try and take third place off of him around the outside again through turn 2. It's another good move. It's just a carbon copy of what we saw just a couple of minutes ago, with now McConan taking advantage of Biddulph's slow line through turn 1 and turn 2. And it's a fantastic move now for McConan, who's going to try and march on towards Farkas, towards Mario Sabia. Start maybe John Pret's going to be looking to make a move as well. Having said that, Vladislavjevic is also running the back. It does kick up there, maybe a little bit of contact. Front nose to rear end. It's so great in these touring cars. The race so close together. Sometimes in other series, by some great racing action, gives you the opportunity to go for the moving corners, expecting to go for the move. They were through that, they were making a move in towards that 10th corner on the racetrack. Wide this time from Bence Farkas through turn 11. Tricky, especially when it's right on the limit between Farkas and a bit off the car. As hard as it can. It's just not quite possible. Here comes Sebastian Raya, the German, trying to go for P6 here. He's in the Audi. He's trying to fight Vladislavjevic, who's also in the Audi. On a different livery, so but inside line for Sebastian Raya. Oh, he's gone very, very deep, and that is contact. That is big contact. He's gone far too deep there. That's forced Vladislavjevic off of the track and through goes Sentinel. He says, thank you very much, gentlemen. I'll take P6 off of you. And while the battle resumes between Vladislavjevic and Raya, Sentinel is now up into P6. He will not mind that in the slightest. We'll march on. But Sebastian Raya just looked like he got too late on the brakes there and then took Vladislavjevic with him. I don't think the Serbian will be too pleased about that. But Sebastian Raya is still behind. He will still have to try and make the overtake. That fight then, his opening race of the evening in the Super Touring Championship. Over a third of the way done in the opening race. Mario Sabia still leads. That lead is wafer thin. Third of a car lane, if now. Lit the top 2 hit. They now come through turn 11 down into Trippsix turn 12. Mario Sabia hopefully the slip will come into effect for the Hungarian and will be able to use it well in effect. Sabia has led from the start, but this could very well be on that. Towards turn 1 they come. Bence Farkas is going to have the outside line. Mario Sabia defending the inside well. The outside line into turn 2 works very well for a couple of the drivers as they've got through on Lloyd Biddulph, and he's made sure that Farkas can't get such a line through turn 2, but he compromises trying to get through turn 3, and that run gives you all the way down the straight towards turn 4. Here they come. Bence Farkas back in the slipstream down the Reta Riposta towards the Interlagos, but this time around he's not quite going to go for it. McConan as well. Yes, right in the fight as well. Yeah, Fury's been Axel moving himself up into P12 in behind, but for the lead we go side by side pretty much towards turn 7. It was the corner, turn 6, it's the corner that I said. The only corner we might not see side by side action, and yet we have seen it already this evening. Only on lap 6 of the opening race here at Interlagos. there. Bence Farkas, they know each other inside and out. They've raced each other so many times in so many different cars in so many different categories. Realistically, that goes out of the window when you're fighting for the win. You may know what the tendencies are in defence and attack, but apart from that, the man behind you, in front of you, is fast. You've got to get a move on if you want to get past it. You've got to be on one absolute A game. Try and take the win. Halfway through this race then. Interlagos, it's going to be a bit touch and go then, isn't it? Whether it's 12 lap or an 11 lap race here. But Mario Sabdir again defending the inside line. McConan now is sniffing around, and I think he's going to have the best run of the three of them out of turn 2 and through turn 3. Let's see as they all ride their way through the third corner on this Interlagos racetrack, and they are absolute nose to tail locked together here. Bence Farkas, will he pop out of the slipstream? He will pop out to the right because Mario Sabdir defends the inside line down into turn 4. He'll have the outside line, but he's not quite got enough to try and make the move, and it's good defence again from Mario Sabdir. Nose to tail the front 4 tenths in it between the 4 of them. Maybe an inside line here for Bence Farkas, down into turn 6 and into turn 7. He's not quite got enough, and that's just going to invite McConan and Biddulph onto the rear wing. But here comes Biddulph, inside line, and same for Farkas. On the inside there, 2 by 2, as they come down into turn 8 through turn 9 then. They're going to come again 2 by 2. Sabdir still ahead of Farkas. And just about, yes, just about getting the whole car length in front to try and defend down into Vico de Pado, which he does do. The inside line is covered. But there goes McConan. He's taken advantage of the outside line of Farkas, and he's just said, thank you very much. I'll catch you napping. And he takes P2. Farkas, he was going for the move on Mario Sabdir and didn't think about McConan behind him. He just looked at the position, and now McConan is the one who's going to be going after Mario Sabdir for the win here, or for the lead at least, because positions will change heavily. Word, I suspect heavily we're going to have. It's really going to be touch and go on the times. Don't know how many laps we're going to have, but it's going to come down to a couple of seconds. Here still, leads from McConan, leads from Farkas and Biddulph, 1, 2, 3 and 4. McConan would love some good points here this evening, of course. He's down in P8 in the championship. A bit of a joker in the hat in this top 4. Of course, Sabdir, Farkas and Biddulph for the top 3 in the championship, but McConan in P8, so he's got some points to make up. Inside line maybe here from Farkas. Look at the top 3. There is absolutely nothing separating them. They're all got rubbing cars against each other, but this time Farkas gets the move on McConan, but whilst the guys behind Sabdir keep fighting, able to get past the man himself. I think it's at least the 4th, if not 5th move for P2. We've not yet seen a move from lead of this race. 20 points go for the winner. Of course, 17 for second, 15 for third. 3-point counts here. We'll go all the way down to the back currently. I think picking up the final points position is Laszlo Bavar. Position changes. Neil having a great race, up 4 from his qualifying position, and Centeno as well after he took advantage of course, didn't he? Vladislav and Raya going off the track at turn 1. Sabdir defending the inside line aggressively once again. Bence Farkas going to go around the outside again. It's a carbon copy. I'm saying it every lap, but it's Mario Sabdir defending well. But has he compromised his line too much through turn 2? He's had a much poorer exit, I should say, than Bence Farkas. But look at McConan. He's going to be alongside as well, as they're now going to run towards turn 4. They're pretty much side by side. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes 3 wide by the end of the straight. Biddulph and Jean Prêtre as well, making sure that they are very much in the fight as they come into turn 4. Up and under maybe here from Biddulph. No, Biddulph, that's Farkas, I should say. On the inside of McConan, I think he's got himself through. Biddulph as well, going to try and get past McConan as well. They're going to be rubbing wheels. Turn 6, side by side. Inside line though for the Russian McConan. Can he keep this P3? I think just about he will, but Biddulph maybe the inside line. No, it'll be McConan on the inside line on Farkas. It's a margin to try and get through there for the Russian on the Hungarian. Hungarian, and this might open the door for Biddulph, but they are still going at it. Jean-Pierre has now got back into contention. He's in P5, he is very much back in the race. That gap down from about 1.7 to 1 second, so he is much more in the fight here. But somehow, Makonin has somehow turned nearly being overtaken for third into taking a position for second. Madness here at Interlagos. Fantastic racing on show. Once again, we run now down towards turn 1. 5 minutes of this race to go. Years touch and go. 1:38.9 makes me think we might have 4 laps to go here in this race. Depends on when that timer hits 0. It's definitely going to be when they are approaching turn 1. It is really in the balance. Wouldn't mind an extra lap of racing if it's anything like this. Not sure anybody watching will begrudge us an extra lap either, because this is some fantastic action. The Super Touring Championship here at Interlagos. It's round 3. Dino and Vladislavjevic fighting it out for P6 and P7 just in the background. You can see them back there, and Sebastian Raya as well, as they go nearly 2 wide up the hill. 2 trains forming in this race. There's some fantastic action. And down the field, of course, remember, top 10 are reversed, and the top 10 goes past this train, so a couple of drivers will want to try and get inside that top 10 and have a good start in the race too. But Centeno is going to try and defend this position from Vladislavjevic, who is just about ahead as they run through turn 9. Sebastian Raya will be looking to make a move as well. Here comes Tomasz Centeno. Here's Cupra. I do love the Cupra. The heat position through turn 11. Sebastian Raya is hungry for it. Look at these guys go. Inside line now for Vladislavjevic, the Serbian. Going to try and make this one stick. This is going to give a good run to Sebastian Raya. He may be able to just about come up the inside of Centeno. No, not quite. Train, where are they going to dive? Left, right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them as they run towards turn 1 here. Minutes to go in this race. Cars absolutely all over the road. They're 3 wide down into turn 1. Not quite, but very nearly. Vladislavjevic has the inside line as they run through. Sebastian Raya trying to get a good run there on his competitor Lawson as well, getting a good line through turn 2 and turn 3. Sebastian Raya on the back of Tomasz Centeno, on the back of Vladislavjevic. See, here comes Centeno, the Argentine. Oh, he dummies! He went for the outside, he's gone for the inside. The car hangs on as they come into turn 4. Sebastian Raya, he could somehow try and find his way through. Are they going to be through by turn 5? I think they are, as they run up towards turn 6. This is absolutely crazy racing. There are 6 cars, but by absolutely nothing as they run up now through turn 6, through turn 7. Not ever difficult for Bradura and Larangina. Vladislavjevic is just about keeping his nose in front. Sebastian Raya is going to get back through on Centeno as well. It's either because Centeno has the run out of turn 9. He'll have the inside line for Vico Tapato at turn 10, and he will keep the position. And there is a little bit of a look there from Lawson up the inside. Absolutely crazy racing. Really have to see how this goes on. Very, very, very wide though from Vladislavjevic. That is going to gift a run to Tomasz Centeno, but neither of them now have the slipstream. Even this Sebastian Raya's time back into the slipstream though now goes Vladislavjevic. The battling continues towards turn 1. It's like watching NASCAR with 2 lines, one on the outside, one on the inside. There's a couple down the middle as well. Here they go, 3 wide into turn 1. Once again, Sebastian Raya all the way around the outside, inside line for turn 2, climbing all over that sausage curb on the inside of turn 2, but the inside line is handed to Tomasz Centeno. For turn 3, they're 2 by 2. Having a bit of a catchphrase now for the racing action that we are seeing. It's absolutely crazy in this race. Is this the final lap? Is this the penultimate lap? We will find out in about a minute's time. We're still not sure. Of course, remember, top 10 in this race get reversed. And when you look here, Sebastian Raya is 6th. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and look for the back 12th as well. So positions are critical here, particularly the guys Usa and Cheminando as well, who will really are on the cusp of getting that reverse grid pole. Yeah, currently in P7. He's going to go for outside line there, I think, for Lawson. Trying to go around the outside of P5. As the timer ticks down, the front, Mario Sabdi in all of this. While we've been looking at the big battle of over double 1 second gap to the others. Timer is ticking down, I think. Are we going to get there in time, or is this the end of the race? I think he's just got to the line in time. I think we're going for one more lap, and indeed we are. Biddulph and McConan side by side through turn 1. When it's Biddulph on the inside of McConan, McConan goes off the track through turn 3. Biddulph a little bit heavy-handed, but McConan will have his opportunities to come back through. He's improved the championship leader from 4th to 3rd to 2nd now on the final lap. It was nearly not the final lap. I think Zabdin may have been able to slow down enough. He had enough of a lead maybe to just hand himself the win without doing the extra lap. But as it is, we carry on. The battle continues. This incredible race, 20 minutes, but it feels like a year. It's not a bad thing. Minutes of racing has been quite most action in the Formula 1 world in 3 years or so. So it's been absolutely fantastic. You don't want to go anywhere for race 2. Because especially if some of these guys at the front are going to have to fight their way back through, which is going to be even better. Bence Farkas P4. He's going to try and come through on McConan for P3, but there's only one more braking zone to go. We are into it, and we are around it, and we are back on the throttle. Mario Sabdi, he prediction just about was by much less than 10 minutes. Somehow, with all the fighting that has gone on, he has not rescinded the lead once over the course of this basically 21 minutes and 45 seconds. And Mario Sabdi is your winner in race 1. He takes home the full quota of 20 points. Lloyd Biddulph in P2 and McConan with some valuable points in P3. Farkas 4th and Jean Pretre in 5th, with Centeno finishing in 6th. Vladislavjevic 7th, Rea 8th, Lawson and Usa round out the top 10. It's a little bit further back. Bernard Rubio will be 11th, but he won't be on reverse grid pole. He'll be right behind Mario Zabdir on the grid. Let's have a look at the result here. Mario Zabdir wins the race by 1.6 seconds in the end. What do you think about it? That is a massive margin from what we had seen before. Lloyd Biddulph in 2nd, the championship leader. He will have extended his championship lead a bit, of course, because Bence Farkas was 2nd. He finished 4th, albeit with the fastest lap, so he picks up the extra point there. McConan, of course, was on the podium. Jean Pretre was in P5 with Centeno Vladislavjevic, in P7 with Sebastian Rea, Lawson and Usa rounding out the top 10. Of course, Usa will start on that reverse grid pole. Bernard Rubio in 11th with Cheminando in 12th. Axon Neal, Trebek Rostons and Dini provide a British 13th to 17th. Papadim and Bevar rounding out the 19. We'll be back in a couple of minutes' time for race 2 as we change server. But please don't go anywhere, because we have got another cracking race coming up for you. Another 20-minute race, I should say, coming up for you from this Interlagos circuit. We are back for race 2 here in Interlagos. As we have got a little bit of a practice underway, of course. Very exciting race coming up. Then reversed from race 1, and it'll be Luciano Bitfoot starting in P10. Luciano Bitfoot, I'm so sorry. Very sad there, starting in P10. His muscle memory from Race Room Ranked Championships. He'll be starting Mario Saddir from P10. But he did pick up the full quota of 20 points in that race, closing the gap to Bence Farkas by a good margin, actually. I mean, Farkas did pick up that fastest lap, but he did still lose out 6 points to Saddir. So the gap now between those two drivers is only 3. Saddir is, I believe, 13 off the back of Lloyd Biddulph. So, with a close for the top 3 in the championship, but it's also a good result for Pavel Makonin, who will just get some crucial points on the board for him. 3 serves him very well indeed, picking up a nice amount of 15 points. That'll see him much closer to the likes of Nenad Vladislavjevic. Sebastian Rea as well, who is tied with Luciano Bitfoot, who isn't here tonight, despite the fact that I have somehow said his name about 3 or 4 times now, which I can only apologise for. But it's Mario Zabdin, who is the man on his perch at the moment, on a formation lap. Again, very much looking forward to this one. There is, of course, the added fact. I mean, of course, the last race was incredible in terms of racing action. But the added fact here is that you've got the fastest guys having to come through a few more drivers in P10 upwards. So that could provide us with a bit of racing action. But here we go then. Race 2, 20 minutes about to get underway. It's USA on pole, Lawson and Rea second and third. Who can take advantage here? The vacuum at the front, the lights are out, and we are away. It's USA, the man in the Alfa Romeo, the Dutchman, who leads us away. He's got a good start, actually. He's able to cover off Lawson down into turn 1. So Aston Rea, maybe the outside line for him might work out, but it doesn't look like it will. Through turn 1 that we come. 2 by 2 further back in the pack, and I think that is going to be Makonin and Biddulph going side by side as they now run towards turn 4 for the first time. It's down the Red Reposta towards the Cida del Lago. First time in this 20-minute race. Now, it might be possible that we have one less lap in this race than the last race, because of course we don't have the pace of Lucian I'm going to say it again. I'm going to have a tick sheet every time I say it. But Mario Zabdir, we don't have his pace out in front. That's not to say that USA's pace is much slower, but it really was touch and go. Whether we've got an extra lap or not, so we might have one less lap here. Sebastian Rea, though, is through, and up the inside, Vladislavjevic might try and come through as well to P3, and I think we're just about to do that, but Sentinel is going to be on the inside of him as well as we now come through this middle sector, the sea of blue. Working their way through, Bence Farkas is currently in P7 behind the Swiss driver, Jean Pret. Come out, first time over turn 11. Run through the corner. It's an inside line maybe for Vladislavjevic on the inside of Lawson, and I think he's just about got it. Yes, he does. Good move there. And the Serbian up into P3 now. It's going to be important for the likes of Rea and Vladislavjevic. Get through, really. Looking further back, James getting overtaken. Maybe, I don't think he has been. But we look further up to the front. Snaking across the track, inside line there for Centeno. It's going to be 3 wide into the first corner. Vladislavjevic, oh no! Big contact there, massive contact. That involves some of the leaders. Bence Farkas has been spun around at turn 1. There was an inside line taken by Vladislavjevic, trying to get the up and under on Rea. And it didn't really work because he just got T-boned. We've seen it before. Coming to mind is Tictum at Bahrain at turn 1 in the F2 when he tried the up and under, and he just got rear-ended, quite frankly, and it really wasn't his fault. It wasn't the guy behind's fault either. But that has really sent Farkas to the back. That is big for his championship challenge. This because opens the door to Mario Zabdir to go steaming ahead of him in the championship, quite frankly. Gives Gal an opportunity to close right up to him. It's 20 points for this race. Race 1, but it can come right back, rushing into about 10 at the end of this race with a good result for the Swiss driver. We're looking here at Biddulph. We are indeed Lloyd Biddulph, the championship leader, reigning champion as well. Looking to make a move stick. That's really shaken up the order, isn't it? Look at the position changes there. A few guys have done well in the opening stake. This one just by far done the worst. Spinning around off the back of the pack, coming out of the final. Once again, is that Sentinel or Lawson? I believe it is. Lloyd Biddulph is right in behind this. If he can get both of them down towards turn 1, that would be critical for him. That would give him a real chance down further in this race. Sebastian Raya as well, looking right on the back of Usa at the front, around the outside. He will go, but further back, we're 2 wide, are we 3 wide? I'm not too sure. There are cars. Absolutely disappearing. But it just gives the likes of Zabdir yet another position in this race. Axon found his way up into P9. Good start for him. Biddulph, best man so far, up 4 in this race, signing P9 after finishing P2 in the other race. But here comes Sebastian Raya inside line at turn 5. It's going to be side by side up the hill towards turn 6. The track, it tightens, it pinces you in. But can Sebastian Raya negotiate it enough to work his way around the outside here of Usa? They are side by side. Great racing here. Up the hill, 6 and 7 locked together. It's the outside line for Raya. Is he going to try the up and under? He is. Is it going to be successful? Relatively. He's going to try the outside line through turn 9 then here. He's going to have a good run on the exit. He'll have the inside line for turn 10 if he could have had though. And I'd say that that's job done unless Usa can pull off an absolute miracle around the outside. Sadly can't. Sebastian Raya made contact with Vladislavjevic. Race 1 at turn 1. Now leads race 2. Chained for the lead. Evening. Mario Sabir led from start to finish in race 1. But Usa had a good start enough to hold on to the lead until now. He might come back again. He might make it 2 in the lap. Let's see. Around the outside, he'll have to be forced. Sebastian Raya, good defence of the inside. His Audi planted exactly where he wants to be. Usa's going to have to put his Alfa Romeo somewhere where he wouldn't really want to be if he was making the move. Biddulph and Zabdir, I think that was maybe swapping position. Maybe that was my name. Zabdir, I think, getting past Lawson actually up into P6. Race 1 race winner, doing well so far to get positions, both himself and Biddulph up 4 in this race. Dini, Trebek going backwards. I think there might have been a tower glitch there. Back into P12. This is Pavel Makonin. The back of Lawson. Lawson's been a bit of a punching bag so far in this race. He's down quite a few positions. Sideline for the Russian Makonin. That would be him done easy as you like. So Pavel Makonin inside line at 7. And that is job done. Him, he's got through nicely. Inside line at 8. Please. A good exit through Magulo towards Gunsao. Biddulph, be under a bit of pressure. Mario Sabir completed no overtakes. He completed no overtakes in the first race. So far in this second, he's going to make it a 5th. He wants to close the gap of the championship leader further. Bence Farkas all the way down in P17. This is a golden opportunity to really storm his way into P2 in the championship, and he'll go for the inside line. Meanwhile, I think Usa was going to go for the outside line into turn 1 for the lead, but Mario Sabir takes P5. His championship rival Lloyd Biddulph really are rivals. You can't deny that. Mario Sabir is going to try and hold this. 13 minutes of the second race to go. Look at the front though, inside line for Usa, down into turn 1. You can see that right at the front of the shot. I think he's got the move done on Sebastian Raya, but Sebastian Raya has come back at him. Got back through a bit deep then for the Dutchman. The German says thank you very much. Back up the inside. There's Lavjovic and Jean Pret, who, if he can get through some of these guys early, he can make a good case for himself in this race, particularly for gaining points on Bence Farkas. As I said, I think the gap probably about 23. He could close that to about 10 if racing goes his way. Sound we come. There's Lavjovic. Stalking Usa, still stalking Rea. He might not yet be over that collision with Sebastian Rea. Out for revenge, he's out for a race win. It's the ultimate revenge to take the race win off the man who cost you a few positions in race 1. Fabian trying to get a good run through turn 2 and almost gets a good of a run through turn 2 because he has to check himself up a little bit behind. So, see in the background there, Mario Sabdir doing his most to get towards this top 4. Gap from first to 5th, I should say. 5 seconds. Mario Sabdir, the best of the gainers so far in this race, up 5. You've got to look at Biddulph, Axel and Neil, who are all up 3 as well. Turn 6 through turn 7 we go. Has all the makings for an incredible finish here. Abdir, Biddulph and Makonian, they're the fastest 4 drivers here this evening, getting in the top 4. They'll be out for maximum points, and they will be going for it, Cameron and Tom. Again, Lloyd Biddulph flying the flag for British drivers there. Also inside the top 10 on this occasion. Not the only one. Halfway through this race till it's flown by. Top of that clock, expecting to say about 14 minutes, but no, 10 on the clock. We see the top 4 going at it. They are all over the road. You can see all 4 cars. There are 4 different lines into turn 1 there from those 4. There's Biddulph try the outside line. He's got to be careful of Makonian. They've got to be careful of hitting each other because that was a bit of contact there. And Mario Zabdi was all out of shape, but Makonian is through Biddulph. Snuck his way through, just found his way up the inside. And at the moment, as it stands, Biddulph's championship lead is getting cut in this race. Mario Sabdi, who will be second in the championship. Farkas is currently picking up a point. Of course, he is gained back to the leaders. He was 12 seconds off. He's now 9.4, so we're showing some fantastic pace. Just to say, won't get the top 10 by the end here. All that fighting. Sabdi and Koa are a little bit further off the front. Still not far away. You can see the top 4 there, nose to tail. That's not correct maths, is it? 6, I think. We're going to have another 6 laps here. Enough time for 5. And then we'll just about sneak in at the start of the 6th. Here we go then. Mario Sabdi is definitely now gaining on the back of this top 4. When Zabdi's in town, you got to bring your A game. Turn 4, turn 5. The left-hander to Auna, to Interlagos. Then you head to the infield, to the middle sector. waiting for this one to just boil up right to the top. It is rumbling away, but it hasn't quite flicked. You know it's coming. Some tea for this second race in the break between race 1 and race 2. So it's nice and settled. Nice and settled for a race like this. I wasn't commentating, I was laid back, but I am very firmly leaning into the microphone. Absolute tenterhooks for this race. Outside line being taken by Vladislavjevic to turn 1. I don't think it's going to give any fruits this time around. Even Lawson fighting? No, I think that was just my eyes. I think it was Axon and Neil. Big gap between Lawson and Axon, about 5-7 seconds there. Zabit still climbing this race, and who's to say he won't get more? He's closing 1.4 off the lead, 1.3 off the lead, and between him and the lead there are 3 cars, so you know he could still very much be on for a podium to win here. Now just under 6 minutes, I'd say, in this race to go. The Dutchman Usa, still in P2, having a very strong showing, started of course on that first grid pole. Looking at maybe having a 7-way fight at the end of this race, and who says no to that? You can just about see all 7 through that shot there, and you can see them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as they all fly through. Into jumps out. Poor old Lawson just off the back there. You can see the fun in front of him, but he's not quite made it to the fair in time. At least he knows, unless he makes a big mistake, he's safe from the cars behind. Rostons looks like he's had a bit of an issue. Yeah, he's causing a yellow flag, dropping a few seconds off the order. Bence Farkas is Hungarian doing a Harry Houdini escape. Hungarian Harry Houdini escape from the back of the grid. He's currently up to P11 and 10th off P9 here, but I think that'll be his max. Biddulph getting through on the Conan on screen. Are locked side by side as they run now down in towards turn 4 and turn 5. You see Interlagos its fair share of action today, and then just a little bit more here as it does get through on the Russian into P6. He's currently holding on to the win. Will that continue? Wait and see. Farkas, by the way, has also got through P10 here. Rubio actually as well, I think, has done himself a good, some good in the last couple of laps, because I remember Son and Neil being up there in the top 10, but on the always Quebec and Centeno maybe had a bit of a collision together. As it is, 3 minutes 40. Sab there firmly in the fight now. Usa, look how close he is now. Sebastian Rea, 1/10 in it between the two at the front. They go. To the line, we come once again. 1 minute 20 on the clock. Oh, it's going to be absolutely, it's going to be so tight. But if we get 2 or 3 more laps outside line though for Usa into turn 1, can he make it work? Not this time yet again. And yet again they are going to be kind of stern. There, Usa, Vladislavjevic, Rea feeling the need to defend towards turn 4. Down the rest of Roster. Can Usa make it this time around the outside? It's going to be difficult, but he's got at least a little bit of the car in front. He's going to have a little bit of room, but he's gone very wide. That opens the door for the Serbian and Vladislavjevic. He's going to try and come up the inside. All this fighting invites one man, Mario Zabdi, to the party. It's inside line as they come up the hill, through turn 6, through turn 7, into turn 8. Now is it the inside line for Rusa? It is on Sebastian Raya. He's going to have the move done for the lead, but he's not, because the up and under works for the German, who retakes the lead down the inside. I think that's Mario Sabdir on Jean-Pierre. It's all heated up. Finally got to a boil. The kettle has just flicked itself off because we are absolutely all the drama. Raya, he's been hit. He's been just collected there by Usa. And Vladislavic as well, some of the contact in there as well. I'd have to see that again to know exactly what happened. But as it is, Vladislavic has just disappeared up the road. Jean-Pierre as well alongside him. And Raya is third. Issa is fighting with Mario Sabdir. Biddulph and McConey can see the drama in front of them. And they are gaining ever so slightly more back. Now he's fighting. I think it may have just cost us an extra lap here, you know. It's about the cut-off. Oh, it's going to be tight. I think this probably is the final lap. To turn 1, Vladislavic keeps the lead inside line for Usa, but Sabdir is going to try it around the outside. He's in the championship battle. With no disrespect to Usa, he's less so in it. He's got far less points at this stage of the season. Down in P11 going into this round. Mario Sabdir is fighting for P2, maybe even P1, but Biddulph is doing enough to keep the championship lead here in this one. Sabdir is going to have be like a cat out of the bag here to try and get the position. This is Mario Sabdir. He's being shuffled back by Biddulph. He's going to lose the position to the championship leader, and here comes McConin. It's all gone P12 for Mario Sabdir. He was looking at P3 around the outside of Big Bato less than a lap ago. Now he's down in P6, and he's got to fight his way back through. But does he have a lap and a half? Does he only have half a lap? Only time will tell. 40 seconds on the clock. Vladislavic leads the Swiss. Jean-Pierre in second. Sebastian Raya. So, Biddulph, Sabdir, McConin, your top 7. All of this, Farkas is only 2 positions lower than McConin, if you can believe that. And at the final corner, Vladislavic gone for the win if this is the final lap, and who's to know if this isn't the final lap. We're going to run towards the line. We're starting at 87, the timer ticks down. I think this is it. I think Vladislavic is going to meet the flag. 2-1. Indeed he will. I think Vladislavic will win the race here in Interlagos. Pletrian is in second, Raya third, Usa fourth, Biddulph, Sabdir, McConin, Lawson, Farkas, Bernard Trubio will round out the top 10, but my oh my, what a dramatic end. It was the penultimate lap in the end that saw it all kick off. Sebastian Raya sideways through the corner, but yet managed to pick up P3 in the end. Down at turn 10, Big Pato. What a race that was. Drivers still coming across the line as the leaders had such good pace and there was lots of fighting at the back, but credit to Vladislavic, takes the win there. That'll give him a good boost in the championship. Luciano Bitfoot not here himself, and Sebastian Raya will elevate themselves a little bit higher in the championship. He'll find himself P5 at the end of the day. Fantastic stuff from him. What a round of the Super Touring Championship. But there is your final results. Vladislavic wins with Jean-Pierre in second. Sebastian Raya rounds out the podium. Usa, Biddulph and Sabdir in 4th, 5th and 6th. With Biddulph picking up 5th and Sabdir 6th, he does extend his championship lead. And because he took a point off of Sabdir there, he extends it by 4 points because he had a 3-point lead to Farkas, who of course finished further down the order. Conan in 7th, Lawson in 8th. He was a bit no man's land by the end of the race, about 1.8 off of the front train, but a long way. 8.9 ahead of Farkas in 9th. Bernat Rubio rounds out the top 10 with Neil, Dini, Centeno, Axon and Trippsix rounding out your point scorers. What an end to the race. What an end to the evening. And that is a fantastic race, and I'm surprised we didn't even see more action, but that is one of the most action-packed races I have seen in a while. Coming up, though, next week, we go to the Sachsenring. So, Sachsenring always provides a good race as well, if you look at the likes of Interlagos, Sachsenring in the mix, so you won't want to miss that one. That'll be in 7 days' time. We'll then have a break week the week after. we head to the second half of the season. Zolder, Hockenheim, Road America, and the Nürburgring, 4 fantastic touring car tracks. And I have never been more excited for a racing championship now than I am for next week's round. At the Sachsenring. Make sure you tune in for that one. Many thanks to everyone who has tuned in this evening, who has watched. It has been a cracker. Sure, when you have seen this, share this with absolutely everybody you know. Get everybody involved. An absolute cracker of a race. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Also, thanks to Max Swirl, who's done the broadcast for us, made it all look lovely and pretty. That'll be where we leave you, as you can see the calendar on your screen. The Sachsenring next week, 8th of October. You won't want to miss it. It's the Super Touring Championship. Interlagos has been won by Mariusz Zabdir and the man from Serbia, Nenad Vladislavjevic, are your winners for this evening. My thanks to you for watching. I've been Darren Thacker. Join us next week for the Sachsenring, where we will go for round 4 of the Super Touring Championship. But for now, it's goodbye.